Hi everyone, this is Jeff Arcos. Today is 7:34 p.m. We are Sunday, 1st of May on Cairns, Queensland. So I decided to make a video about the weekly candle close strategy, as I normally um, have it. As well, I want to give some indicators to people that are interesting. Um, as I say, sometimes I don't do the videos because I don't see much interest in people. Maybe, they don't, the comments is very important because then I can follow up with it. Um, Sometimes I go out, don't come back to the computer for a long time as this weekly candle close is just getting easier and easier and easier. But today I'm going to show you something quite interesting, how to approach the weekly candle close and set up once a week. And yeah, anyway, I will display more about that. Um, so one of the things that you will be always be looking is, when the market is going down, we look in the first week. When the market is going up, we look in the first week. So up, this is the week that I'm looking. Then the markets play as game. So this is when sometimes we get caught up, but then the next week, you know, it gave us a good signal. This one, it closed positive, but it didn't end up below to the midpoint, which is the case. Now, one of the indicators that I just want to be using today is that, all right, so one of the indicators I want to be using today is what I call a midpoint. Um, for example, we're gonna go this one on the 4 hours time frame, and the midpoint indicator, which you can find it on the net. Um, there you are. So in this indicator, you can Google and find it that it calls a midpoint indicator. So in here, I want to I want to be looking the 1 week. So that's what it is. Now we have a red and a green. So the beauty of this is the close relate to the 50%. So this is actually was made by a guy who I asked him about the 50% over there. So it's already made with the 50% weekly candle close. So I'm gonna do this, and we're going to as well put the periods separated. By the way, in my last video that I did, it got by YouTube, it got a certain kind of privacy, they say, and yeah, so that was a bit funny that I put a music background, and apparently the music background did have copyright, and for that they asked me to take the audio out. When I took the audio, the the whole voice went out too, and then I decided to take it off, and then I just got upset with these people because it's, you know, I'm just using, it was no just melodies and that's all, but they said about copyright, so that's why now I don't have any music at all. Always like to have music when I try. And then, all right, so this is the last week, and this is what happened this week. So the midpoint indicator is actually measurement from the high, from the low to the high, and then drives the midpoint. Now, as you see, the close is about the midpoint, so it will be green. That's exactly my video in 2013. So I was thinking about that video, and this is what specific I did. So the distance between the low and the high, put the line, and there it is. So we're looking more. So this is that's mean last week it was from here to there. All right. So that's the close of the weekly here, and because the closest below to the midpoint of the line, the market will display the straight away. Look for sales, put a line over there, and there it is. You trade. So that's how simple. So here, as soon as start the week is telling us here what could happen, and as soon open this one, and now the market just respond from that. So that's another one. That indicator alone is a signal, as you see. You can trade from there. So same as that one. The US Canadian is positive, so we should be looking only to go long. If you look retracements, even until the last bit of the session, it was actually telling us that is going up. Here it says to look for long, so you can set up a line at the about there, and that it is. And that's how really goes this indicator. So here it close about, so put a line over here, a line over there, and there it is. Just following the principle of my video on 2013. If you haven't looked at, have a look at, which is the weekly candle close strategy based on the 50% of the range over there. All right, so that's my first indicator that I'm using into that. The other one I'm using for this one is, because this is the 4 hours that we have over here, is what I call the ¿cómo le llamo esta? HL, that's the one. HL is a quite interesting indicator, and again, if you don't find it in the net, you just send me a text, and I'm happy to send you there. So I find this one, HL objects. So which is we have all the time frames, but I only interesting on the weekly HL. All right. So we put it there. This is the weekly, so we leave it there. I only want in one line, so I put it one false, and then you can, and here monthly it has to be false, daily false, and the rest is false, and that it is. So that's the support and resistance levels. We click over there, and there we have over here. Now, why coming more? Well, we are off the market, so I'm gonna show you later what now if I put a line here, there, does this uh, and there, so this is what it's telling us. And this week here, because it goes back 1 week, so that was the beginning of the week, and that was the beginning of the low of that week, and this is the higher of that week, and that's the midline. So we have the perfect combination to do that job. All right, so we're looking the US Swiss, the same. If I put a line over here and put it a line over there, it means that that was the low of that week, and that's the high of the week. So that's the midpoint, and then boom. And as well, if I have time, I will give you the whole interest strategy, what I call the STEM. So you call the STEM strategy. So once we identify what we wanting, we said I want to enter this. So that's the stop loss, the target, the entry, and money management. So that's you got to have in place before you trade from here. All right. So we're looking at another one, the same thing. So this is the high of that previous week, and this is the low of that previous week, and that's the midpoint. So we got three interesting scenarios, and then if you base this one as a stop loss, you can be safe through the week after all. All right, so that's there. Another one interesting is not that really I like it 100%, but some of my friends here in Kings, they love it, so I'm gonna add it up because they love it. This was called trend, which is two moving average, 3 and 34, and what it does is just giving you the crosses and putting you into that. All right, so that's it. So that's the whole thing that we have. So the good thing with that is that when we're going over there, if this is red, you're already telling you which direction to go. And actually, let me close over there and put it again. So that's the beginning at the end of the week. And so the colors can actually assist some people who might have colorblind. So that's red. That's red. So that's that's actually the bottom of the week, and that's the break. And as you see, everything would be cool. So that's the dollar, that's the highs over here, and that's the low over there. Now, this one is that way because the market is closed, but once the market is open, things change over there. So let's take now that one there, and let's see the whole strategy we follow with a weekly candle close strategy. And there we are. So if we're looking, for example, what happened last week, that's the week over there. So here we have the weekly high, the weekly low, and that it is. So let's go through the strategy itself. I have an EL that I call that was my first E8, and I don't think I have in this one. Oh, unfortunately, I don't have in this platform, but it's called the Trendline Trader, and that's my first EA that I actually created. Not that I made it, but I got a color to do that. Never mind, it's not there. But this one worked with Trendline. So what I do, I have to use, unfortunately, these kind of lines, and then I got this color for a reason. I have used that. So what I do is, if here is telling me the way to look is already telling me, it's gonna go up. There are two ways to wait for the retracement to trade the breakout of the weekly high, as here indicators. And then so what I do from then I put it uh, buy. Normally, I set up here with my EA. So at the beginning of the week, now I do the shop, which will be tomorrow, with capital letters. Buy, and then this is the dollar. Well, let's put 5 points. So buy 5 does mean that when the market goes about 5 pips or 5 points, in this case, it will trigger a trade. All right. So now, what also I do is put the second buy, which is here. Now, the reason I have a second buy, so in this one, what I do is put in a buy touch or buy reversal. So if I put buy reversal in my EA, what does mean that the market might possible come back to the midline up here, and the market will need to close one pips, one you need to close about this line, so it has to be wait for the candle close. But if I just decide that I don't want in the close, but I only want in the touch, so I say by touch here. So what does mean that and then in the EA I set up how many points I want. So the market has to come to the midline, touch the line. This change from buy touch to buy, whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 10 pips, and it will purchase under retracement. Now, what also I do is measure the distance of these two, and it's 62. So MIEA, I said I wanted 62 pips whether the market breaks above or the market bounce back. All right. And it is the computer making noise. So so that's my actually my strategy. So I have my stop loss, my entry, my target, and my money management, which is in place. The EA calculates the positions between these two, put the lot size, and there it is going from that this thing. Now there is as well targets that you can do it, and it's up to the person. You can actually, if this is for example you stop loss is 64, so your target should be 180. Isn't it 1 to 3? When you raise your reward, it will pay off, and then that's it. So that's how simple. Then as well, Fibonacci is another good tool. I have my own settings, and that will be my target. So if the market breaks from here, that it is what it's going to do. So there's the 1.68 anyway. So which is about there. Okay. So all right. So let's take that one off, and that one off too. So if we're looking now the euro, and the euro here, last week the euro it was there, which is that's the beginning of the week, and there it is. The midline is already telling me what direction I should be trading the euro US. The trend color is already there, so I measured the distance between these two. I should have actually 90 pips is the distance. So I set up in my EA, I wanted 90 pips, and then I put my line here to sell or sell touch, and that's it. And then now another thing, if this is 90 pips distance over there, so when the market moves 90 pips, the stop loss became break even. So nothing I risk after that. And then if I so if this one is 90 pips, it was, yeah, something around 90, 270, it was the target, which it was precisely there. Everything worked like a clock that day. We look the pound, and the pound, as you see, what the weekly is telling me over there. So there we are, early in the morning, 7 in the morning for me. The market opens, so 6:30. I already start gearing up, putting over there, and again looking the weekly candle close strategy, and there we are. And now this one, the pound normally is like that, so 140 pips. That's a lot. So the market move 140. Yep, it did actually. And then the break even become immediately over there. Now for 140, we need 420 pips, which only went to the 400. But at the end of the session, I closed my position. At the end of the week, sorry, I closed my position and then get out of there. I don't play it anymore after that. So that's how this one maintain over there. All right. We looked at Australia. So there it is, simple like that. There's the entry, that's the stop loss, 110 pips, let's put it say. The market did move 110 pips, so the stop loss became break even, and the target, would be 330. It didn't reach, but here at the end, I closed the position. So every time I just close the position and close the position. New Zealand the same, from there to there, 95 pips. The market went 95 pips, so break even would be easy. But then at the end of the week, because I don't want to keep nothing open overnight, over weekend, in case things will spike up. But get whatever, God gives. That's all it is. US Canadian, beautiful setup. Here is telling me, yeah, go long. Here is telling me go long. So the only thing I do, 5 minutes before the market start moving, put my entry over there, put my the stop losses already over here, and then leave it over there. So if we went 140, so you see it can be break even. So the stop loss became break even plus 2 pips, and then I would be out of that position, which is didn't do much at all. US Swiss, same thing. So there we are. The color is telling us this, and I don't know if just put in the comments whether you reckon the color is any a help for you. And yeah, it's just quite good at the end of the day for that. Another tool that I have for targeting, as I said, is the Fibonacci. So and that's a very target number one, target number two. So if it gets from there, I just pick up, put actually my target already there, my entry, my stop loss, and that's it. So nice. It looks quite cool. And the weekly here is telling me, yeah, we're going up. US yen, same thing. Say up here. So in this case, you see came over there. So the market came back over here, pick it, put the entry over there. My stop loss in here, it was 130. The market picked somewhere over here. It went 130, went 300 pips anyway. And then I would be in a break even at the end of the week, only 180 pips would harvest already over there. All right, so that's yeah, just making easy. I'm going to produce an EA for this one using that. Now, there is very important the selection of the currencies. So the reason, for example, on the selection of the currencies this week, this is the 25th of April, which is the start over here. Is that if you're looking over there, the U.S. it was number 2. So if I go right to the top, that's the US. The US is being strong, as we can see over there. So I just keep taking so the choices it's giving me. So if I create an EA base in this one, and I say, all right, I wanted that, and base it in everything that I have over here. I just that decides to put that let the EA do exactly what I do manually, and then don't worry anymore. That would be amazing, isn't it? I'll see if I can find a good color, because I've been ripped off a lot. So here, for example, it said Australia, New Zealand, yen, and pound should be the currencies to trade against the US. We're gonna be looking at the euro as well, but because mainly a US and yen trader, I trade these two groups. I concentrate mainly in those ones over there. And sometimes, yes, I do the other ones. Now, this strategy, weekly candle close, never meant to be a scalping strategy. So please make sure you understand that, because a lot of people are scalpers, but I am no one of those ones over there. I like to have live. My Trendline Trader as well allow me to put lines like this one and trade the breakouts when, or the touch over here. So anyway, it says Australian US. So if I look over here, it was a spot on, and there it is. It says New Zealand US. Spot on. It says pound US. Spot on. It says that yen. It was the other one, and yeah, this one the only one. Maybe it did not work to the perfection as the yen was over here. Now, if I want to trade outside the other one, so I'm looking for the euro. So that's the euro. The euro is becoming weak. Suddenly, the index is telling me the euro is strong. So Euro Australia would be my first choice in here. Now, remind you that currencies like this one are very volatile. You know that you would need a big accounts and big pockets to trade about that. So anyway, so this is there, and if we look at the stop loss, it would be 190 pips, approximate. The market would come and stop you off, so that would be a huge loss. So New Zealand, Euro New Zealand would be another one over there. And yep, look at that. It's perfect over here. And the market did. And again, maybe would it be a stop out? Like I said, if I would do that one. And at the end of the week, still in the positive side. But the market, if here it would have triggered my first trade. So, the stop loss would be no, it would be relevant at the end of the day over there because of that. So, Euro Yen. Um, there it is. Now this is a completed reversal. Now this one for tomorrow is gonna be one on my list. Now I always like to see what is happened on history. I'm gonna go to the monthly, see if I can see, and there it is. We are on a nice level over there. So that's where the multiple time frame as well helped me to get this weekly is very special, because this is definitely was support back in 2014, resistant 2015, so resisting again in 2018, and now we could have see that is a very potential try to take from there. So, and that's the reversal that we have over there. So keep an eye. Hopefully you make money, and then you say thank you, Jeff, for uh, that profit this week. I hope so you watch the video as well before that. Like I said, if people would comment more often, I would have done more videos. But if people not interesting, why should I bother this and that? So simple like that. All right. Now, um, that was the euro yen. So the euro yen, as you see, it came and it went straight through. So it didn't make money, it did not lose money. So we would be, you know, clean. So the euro that was suspected about that euro move. It was the Sun announcing news that the euro jumped that heavy last week. So that's what I didn't have. Euro pound was another one. Euro pound never recommend anybody to trade, as the euro and the pound normally have the same strength most of the time, and this is showing you here. So what to waste the time, unless you want in scalping, is a perfect like Australian Canadian, Australian New Zealand, Euro pound, Euro Swiss. Always you will have this kind of reactions in here, because they normally trade in the same direction. So this is gonna be there. All right, now let me show you a little bit something that you can, with these indicators over here. Where was the euro yen? Euro yen over there. Now, it's quite interesting that even without having that um, without having the the index meter that I have. Okay, let's see. You know, unfortunately, I cannot give this one. There is my tool. So let's see if we just look the colors now. The indicator it closed positive. Yes, we have a tail. Could be a potential reversal. But if here you decide that okay, I'm going to put it an entry below over there and entry above. So that's the weekly high, weekly low. The midpoint would be somewhere here. Telling to trade short. I normally when I put a sell, I put it 10 pips below that point because I know the market tips and then goes. But even if we got the entry, it would be a loss over there. But this one was not negative anyway. All right. So let's look at just very simple when the market turns. Look at that beauty over there. The market is being very, and turns. And that's it. Now, even for curiosity, let's look at the 14th of March. What happened in the index meter? So this is the yen. Let's go straight to the yen pairs. So that's the US. This is the yen pair, and that way we're looking the 14th of March, which will be actually 11, and then because that's Friday, so by Monday we have this one over here. 18, oh, that's April. Sorry, sorry. 14th of March. There we are. So 14th of March is we here in this day. And look what the yen it is. It's number one in weakness, and the euro it was one of those good ones. And as you see, so perfect. Nice turning point. We're looking over there, we can draw lines and say, yep, it's bouncing, breaking a trend line, a support trend line, bounce back again. And there we are. And then this one you can have for 1 week. I close here. All right, so if this is my high, this is my low, the midpoint would be somewhere over there. Market breaks straight away and goes. So from here to there, I would have closed here with 270 pips. Then next trade, that's the end, comes over there and again. So enters over here. If my target did not reach, here I close with 200 pips. Back again over there, backing it over here, backing in over there, and until the color is not changing, you continue trading over there. The market, the C is 190. It went to 160, break even, and that's it. You have a beautiful 2 weeks winner, and that one would be nothing more over there. All right, so let's look this one, this kid like that. Look at that beauty over there. So we're just looking the colors alone. All right, waiting for the weekly. Now, one of the biggest problems people are still looking the holy grail of trading. Tell you if you just I used to trade once with a company called Leverage FX. They used to trade 10 seconds bar. So imagine the 6 bar was 1 minute. Huh? How crazy it was. There is no life in that. All right. So I recommend you just not to do that kind of thing. So am I and here actually I already got the 50% over there in the Fibonacci and there it is. So the market unfortunately would come stop you out over there, but we can re-enter over here because nothing has changed and then it would have recovered the loss at the end of the week over there. Here we have another one. So what I do is moving this and moving that. So 50% over there. The market breaks. My stop loss is no problem, and the market would reach my target 145, and then that's it. Here we got another week. So I put it from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. That's how my indicator would continue trading. We are already in the midline, so what I do from there is just put in a line over here and trade the break, and then the target, beautiful target from there to there. That would be a phenomenal trade from there. Now, unfortunately, this is when we missing some time because at the end of the week was over there. So this is when it will happen those moments, but you can't get it all. So the weekly here it will tell you not to trade at that point because of where it was bad. Unless you want to come in Wednesday and said, okay, I'm gonna. That's a different strategy. We are a weekly candle close trader. This is where I am. So I using from there to here. Now, when it's a big bar like that, you gotta be careful of the volatility. If the stop loss is too huge, once the market breaks from there, I put my stop loss over there and then I get a loss. All right, so that's simple like that. So here it is. Let's look at just the color candle change, which is the trend color. Match it precisely over there. We see the resisting at everywhere over here. If I put it over there, I can see that definitely it is um, something to do with that one there. So I coming from there's somewhere over there is the high of the week, the low of the week. So the market is already in the midline. Just draw a line over here, and the market will and the target will get beautiful at the end of the day. Here at the game, and if I for sure if I look in the index meter as well would it give us the indication there that we needed anyway. So here we got the market, and that's actually a big high because here it's been spiking. So that's important to look once a week, once a week, once a week, once a week. All right. So that's the low. Let's see the low somewhere over there. I just tried to. Yeah, that's perfect. The low and the high of that week of. Sorry, no, this is not the week. That's the week. There we got it. So the high and the low, the 50%. So make sure if your stop loss is too big, you can choose as well uh, um, um, a rejection point or a pivot point, and then you can choose that one. But I prefer that one over here. The main thing is the target. The target get it beautiful. If if didn't reach the target, this is my exit over there, and I have no problem from there and here. All right, so that's one good way to if we want to be trading, and there it is. So the market comes and touch the 50% line. It's very interesting. Trace from there, and if my stop loss is 85 pips, the market in 85 pips would become, somewhere over there, become break even, and then I can choose, okay, my closing at the end of the week, 114 pips at the end of the day. Now, sometimes become choppy, as you see here. We don't have really. I don't impress with this formation. I like to see closes, very nice closes like that. And but um, but even in this one, let's see, we just wants to try, and you would be stop out. But that's where the index meter is quite famous. And there, sometime when the market immediately enter the line that it cross, I move my stop loss. So I take the loss because I know that if I leave over there, it can become a bigger the loss. So we're looking over there from green to red, and look how it picks over there. Beautiful again, and that it is. Now I don't know what the index meter would tell me, but here maybe that week struggle, no problems at all next week, and there we are. So the market comes over there, enters over here, stop me out. So 2 weeks we have losses. That's not an issue really. If you don't have losses, you are not a trader. And in this case, that's what I mean. The 50% is very important for my stop loss, and that it is 2 weeks choppy, that and recover over there. Here from red to green, and again, and as soon the day started, so that's what I'm getting ready right at the beginning of the session there. Before the market start clicking, you already got my EA place over here with the stop loss over there, and soon it breaks. That's enters over there. Now, when my stop loss is targeted straight away through the middle of the week, then I place a new risk strategy where my last leg was. So I said, okay, now that I already got a profit. I'm going to invest part of my profit if the market breaks from here. That's my stop loss, and that's my target at again 195 pips. So I have double target from that moment over there. Okay, 34 minutes the video. I don't want to keep too long, otherwise people will not watch the video, but that's normally it is. The way that I'm looking, I've been follow, for example, the New Zealand it was too fast. As you see, look, for example, the New Zealand currency. Here I have a turning point. So the 31st of January, sorry, to the 7th of February, I have a turning point. So this is when I look, and then from that moment on, I only trading one way only, as the index meter is telling me. So selection currency is very important. This is what I call a currency market selection, and I used to have a different type of tools, but now that I have this one, this is what I'm looking. So if I look in the 7th of March on the New Zealand scenario, so 7th of March, there's 11, there it is, 7th of March is over there. So if I look in the New Zealand has there, New Zealand yen is telling me over here that is quite potential. The yen is very, very weak. So I'm looking over there, and there it is. New Zealand yen is in a perfect scenario. Yes, here is being sort of sideways. Now we have a move. And look here, we can choose to target close every week. So if the following week the market comes over there, entry back again, comes over there, entry back again, comes over there, entry back again, and then you lose. But as you see, the here it was telling us always looking for long. New Zealand Canadian, not that I'm trading the currency myself, but if I look over here, now I need to take this one off. Yeah, this is the one. So New Zealand Canadian, what it is now. This is another currency that I don't like to trade because the New Zealand is a commodity currency, Canadian is a commodity currency, and they will have some struggles today. Now, this is not the first week that turns around. New Zealand Canadian is been running for quite from some time. So I would have preferred to leave it over there. Um, and no messing up with these pairs like this one. New Zealand Swiss is another one that I don't even look at because of the potential that we have. As you see here, it's basing and is running, and the same thing. Then we got the New Zealand US as is telling me over there, and we are. And this is if I look at it in this tray, and I said this is the low of the week and this is the high of the week, so the market will be entered over here, and my stop loss is over there. At the end of the week I would be close me off from there 50 pips minus, which has happened sometime. But yeah, so that's a good way to look at it myself. And until the 4th of April, I continue sort of finding the high potential. New Zealand is a very good group to trade as well. And so if I look at the 4th of April from the is here, there's the 4th of April, and if I look what pair it was good, it says the Euro New Zealand. It was something good. I'm checking over there. Don't like it where it is. So if I look Euro New Zealand, I'm looking to go long, and when I put over here, it has that long. So if I were to draw a line over here, the market will not trigger me that trade because of the market has coming down. The week over there is not that healthy at the end of the day. Now that we have here this one, just let me recap a little bit over there. How much the power of this one is over there. So that's a definite reversal kind of pin bar. So it went just for 1 week. It still is enough to there. Here is not really a clear, as you see the formation of that. I like good closes, and this is when it's my that's a good close candle. There it is. The market breaks, and look, beautiful setup over there. That's another one over there from red to green, and that's all. All right, I better say goodbye because otherwise, as I say, no many people would appreciate long videos. But I think that yeah, as before Monday start, you're gonna join this session. But again, weekly kind of close. Nothing more I can say. Enjoy tomorrow's holiday. I don't know how the market is going to react because the 1st of May. But for me, we are early holiday. The 1st of May start at nighttime for America. So my Tuesday really will see any movement, maybe no Monday. Okay. Have a good time and cheers and bye.